Well, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are right now. This video is something that I wanted to share with you guys. This is my first ever win on GT7. As you can see, I did about 2 minutes, 2 seconds and 0.072 on my qualifying race. So I'm on second place. There's another Malaysian there, Jetfire, which is on the third place. So it's like two Malaysian on the top three. So awesome. Now we have a Japanese guy, pretty awesome at 2 minutes point 0.748. So it's pretty cool with that time there. As you can see, I'm on the driver's rating D for donkey, but with a sportsmanship rating A. That's pretty cool, right? So the race is about to start. We have about 5 seconds more. Now, the night before was my first time trying GT Sport in a very long time. I've only had like probably 7 podium finish, but it's kind of like pretty good now that I'm on VR and I got my steering working again. So just for I'm playing this 100% on VR, and I'm using the Fanatec T300RS with the Ferrari Alcantara steering that I got when GT Sport first came out on PS4. Right, now the race is about to start. I'm on second place. I can't get pole position. Seems pole position tend to be in the 2-minute range rather than 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Right, so as you can see, this is my first ever race that I've won. So race about to start in just a few seconds. So it has all of this warm up. It's a rolling start race. It's a pretty cool track actually. I kind of like love this track. So as you can see now, this is how VR look like. It really is much better than this, because if you're playing on a video like this, you only see like as if there's only probably like somewhere in the middle where you can see what's going on. The rest all are just your cockpit, so it's not really a good view if it's not in VR. But if you're in VR, you can see much more than this. It feels real. It feels pretty good. So over here I can see that alright, this guy is not so good at this section, right? So because I can definitely do better than him there, and then he definitely brakes a lot here, so I'm like pretty close with him there, so I gotta brake a lot. So that's why he tend to gain a little bit away from me, because I brakes a lot not to hit him, right? And then here I can also see that okay, the way he did it and miss about the same, so I know I can't overtake him there. So my place, if I want to overtake him, was way back there, right in the first few turns. Now on this straight he seemed to be pulling way ahead of me, so probably I did a bit bad in my exit from the turn just now, just after the first tunnel. So over here I can see that he brakes quite a bit, so I know this is another way or another place for me to catch up with him. So you can see I'm way closer to him now, right? So this is one of my favorite areas. So you can see that he brakes a little bit more than me, right? So that's like another place where I know that he's probably under pressure right now, right? And over here I tend to get that much closer than him, right? So I can say that okay, I think I can get him now, right? Then over here he brakes like crazy a lot here, so I almost hit him there, and again I almost hit him, and I can see that he exited the place a little bit back just now, and over here I'm like overtaking him, right? You can see you can use the VR to really turn to your left, and over here I can't hear his car anymore, so that's why I'm trying to find where is this guy. Then I can see him on the rear view mirror, right? So over here I try not to brake too much because I want to get away from him, because I know that this is where he did quite bad in the first lap, right? So I tend to not to go easy on the brakes, so yeah, and then I just floor quite a bit right there. And then over here I know he did bad just now, so I tend to not brake too much, not to be too careful around it. So you can see I'm like a little bit more ahead of him, right? And then from there, you know, I just try to keep my cool, trying to keep it cool. And then over here, you know, again, I'm being like very quite careful here, right? And then I can see that I'm just way ahead of him a little bit more. And then you can see he's trying to ride on my slipstream. He's getting a little bit closer and closer and closer, right? So I'm really loving this right now. That I've probably done like 40 laps already, combined last night and today. So right, so over here I came quite hard. I put quite hard on the throttle, so this, but I made a little mistake there. So you can see he's gaining on me quite a bit, right, from the rear view mirror. So and then over here I took the turn. At this point I'm like trying to be really careful, and I'm just going to be on the racing line so that he can't really overtake me. The good thing is both of us are using the same car, and I can see that he made some mistakes there because he's like way behind right now, right? He definitely did some mistakes there. So I'm trying my best to be like super careful, right? And from the rear view mirror you can see that the other Malaysian guy is very close behind him. So that's pretty cool, right? Malaysian, Japanese, Malaysian. It's like, oh, right, okay. So right, so I want to talk a little bit about VR. If you can take a look at the on the right there, where you can see that the HUD for the track and also for the fuel and for the tires, you can see it's very pixelated, but when I'm driving I'm not looking at it, so I don't really see that it's pixelated. So that's like how the foveated rendering, you know, is making you it's not rendering the things that you are looking at a very high resolution, so that you can focus on rendering those things that you are looking, the place where you are looking at with a higher resolution. So you don't realize that it's like super low resolution on the right while you're driving, not at all. Right, so again you come to the straight and you can see that the second place, the Japanese guy, really gaining on me, right? And over here I tend to be a little bit harder on the throttle, so you can see I oversteered a little bit, right? Then I corrected it a little bit and he came a little bit that much closer to me, right? So try to put a brake here, and then over here I even came down to the second gear, so which is, you know, normally you are on the third gear there, right? So right, cool. I took this corner here, and then you can see he made a mistake there on the rear view mirror. So then I was like, oh man, yes, now I can get like a little bit further away from him, and it's already like on my last lap now. I just gotta keep it cool. So it's during this time that I try my best to keep it like real cool. And I'm like super excited. Is this gonna be my first win? Is this gonna be my first win? Shake, you gotta keep it cool. You got to keep it cool. Now, over here, I put the brakes a little bit harder than usual because I don't want to slip and I don't want to make any like stupid mistakes by trying to be fast, because I'm already like way ahead, quite a few seconds ahead of him. The bad thing about VR is you can't see just how many seconds are you ahead of the guy on the second place, so you don't get that list on the top left hand corner that you normally get while you're not playing on VR. So you can't just have like the instinct of how many seconds, so you just gotta count. So I went into the tunnel, so it's like about 3+ a second before he gets into the tunnel, so you know, like 3 or 4 seconds ahead of that guy, so you kind of like have to do it the traditional way. So I'm on the straight here, so this is also another place that you can see that he made a mistake right now, because he's like way behind me. I can't see him on the rear view mirror at all. Right, so that's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, the first place is mine, the first place is mine, the first place is gonna be mine. So I'm taking this turn like real carefully. So at this point, I'm just want to make sure that I finish it carefully. And you can see on the hood to the right that I'm quite a bit of gap in between me and the other two guys. So I like super careful on this turn, and you can see that I'm like super slow. I'm like even understeer right there just now because I just want to be like super careful. And this is the final two turns. I take it like super slow, relax, cool. And then this is like my, and then this time I'm like, oh man, this is my first win. I'm gonna get my first win ever on GT Sports. And yeah, that's my first win. Unfortunately, VR can capture my hands like going, oh. Anyway, so the time is 8 minutes 20 seconds and 8 something. You can see my hair just moving around. I just am too damn happy for getting my first ever win, right? And we have a Malaysian 1 and 2. That's like another great thing that happened. I tried to look for Jetfire so that I can be his friend on PSN, because I don't have a lot of friends on PSN because this is my Malaysian ID instead of my normal ID. So hopefully I can meet him again, and then I'll be able to see who's this guy, because that is his GT name, not his PSN ID name, so I can't really search for him. Cool. So, and as there you go, you can see it now. That's me. Race position, clean race there, race B on the 4th of March 2023, Tri-Mountain Circuit. Victory! Yep, with a clean race bonus, only 24,000. They really need to make this GT Sport way more. That's it for me. Have a good day to you. See you guys.